Hello, guys, and welcome to another video from Between the Ropes TV. Guys, I'm going to go through the Troy Williamson and Josh Kelly fight. I'm just going to give you my reaction to that. I was wrong. I hold my hands up. I was wrong. I completely underestimated Josh Kelly at super welterweight. I didn't think he would have the engine to do the full 12 rounds. I didn't think he would be able to keep off a busy, strong, aggressive Troy Williamson. Troy, unfortunately, didn't fight the fight that I thought he would do. He couldn't get going. I didn't give him a round. The final results, for anyone that didn't know, was Josh Kelly won on a unanimous decision, 118, 118, 111, I think, and then 119, 110, and then 119, 11, 111, I believe the scores were. I had it 120, 108, Josh Kelly. I thought the first round, Josh Kelly was electric as I knew he would be. I thought the way I saw this fight going was Josh Kelly winning the early rounds, sort of like the first 4 or 5 rounds. Troy catching up with him once Josh Kelly's tank would diminish. Josh Kelly would plant his feet, and then Troy would just break him down and get him out of there mid to late rounds. But that was completely the opposite of what happened. You saw Josh Kelly, on his bike, using those single shots that he does really, really well. But the hand combinations were quick from the first round to the last round. Troy couldn't get close to him. Every time Troy inched closer to him, using his feet to get forward, because he didn't feint, because he didn't double up on his jab, because he didn't vary his shots to target the head and the body, and his head was always on center line. He was just getting peppered with shots. He was getting countered. He was eating left hooks in there. They didn't look like hurtful shots, though, coming from Josh Kelly. They didn't. And I always say it's with quick fighters like Josh Kelly, it's the speed of those shots that catch you off guard. But the problem I had with Troy was that he had no answer to that. There was a particular round, I think in round 7, where Troy started off really. He started off with a good left hook to the body, but then he never built on that, and that was a reoccurring problem for him. There was a couple of times where he would land a good right hand, but then he wouldn't do anything afterwards. He couldn't get close enough to Josh Kelly to do any more work. It was really disappointing. Josh Kelly just fought at his own pace, and this is the thing I keep saying about Josh Kelly. If you allow Josh Kelly to box at his own pace, to fight at his own pace, he does look majestic. He does look absolutely magnificent. If you put the pressure on Josh Kelly, make him work, make him fight at a pace that he's not comfortable at, make him have to be busy, that's when he starts to tire out. And that's what David Aronesian did. And that's what Troy probably wanted to do, has the potential to do, but unfortunately couldn't do it tonight. You saw when Josh Kelly was in the close quarters with Troy, he didn't look that weak. He actually looked quite strong. There was a couple of times I had in round 2 and round 3 that he was pushing Troy towards the corner. Then the bell would ring. I sort of think maybe Josh was physically just as strong as Troy, even though I've always said and still will say Troy is the bigger, stronger man. But on fight night tonight, Josh gave as good as he got. It was a good win for Josh. Really good win. Really, really good win. And I've got to be honest and hold my hands up. I was not expecting that at all. So I've got to take my hats off to Josh. I don't know what went wrong for Troy. And I'm being as honest as I can be. I know Troy's a very good friend of the show, but I have to say how it is. That wasn't a great performance from Troy. He will come back from this. You'll learn from this. Just when we were all saying the same thing about Josh Kelly, when he was beaten up by David Aronesian, and Josh has bounced back, albeit at a weight that better suits him. You look quite fleshy at the weigh-in, to be honest, Josh Kelly, and I kind of thought, and I was having this conversation with Josh, he could probably still do 147, but after that performance, I think 147 probably drains a lot out of him in the sense that he probably couldn't have that performance in the later rounds at 147 that he could at 154. He wouldn't have that juice in his legs. He wouldn't be able to still move around the ring, exert that energy, because the style that Josh Kelly has does take a lot out of you. And I think that's why he tires out and he gasses out. But onwards and upwards for him. What's next for Josh? I don't know. Cali Sutherland was very coy on that. Josh was very coy on that. So was Alan Booth. I think they just want to enjoy the moment. They're on about big domestic fights. The likes of Liam Smith has obviously moved up. There's still JJ Metcalf. He's still kicking about. You've got Sergio Garcia. You've got Kieran Conway. He could come back down. But I was chatting to another good friend of the show called Imran, and Imran was saying Josh Kelly probably needs like a Tony Harrison type of fight. That's a good shout. I would like to see him against. He's been to America before, and he didn't do very well against Ray Robinson. He got a draw, but I felt as though Ray Robinson just nicked that. So I would probably like to see him in, somebody like that, a Tony Harrison. But my big one would have been something like a Patrick Teixeira, the Brazilian. If they can get a chance at Brian Castano, Brian Castano's not a big puncher. He throws a lot of shots and he applies the pressure. He's the type of style that I think Josh Kelly would struggle with. But if he gets a good win against someone like a Brian Castano, that would propel Josh Kelly and to the point where the next fight after that would have to be a world title. So those are the three guys I would like to see Josh Kelly in with now. I don't think domestically there's anyone out there, because I kind of think with the issues with promoters and all those politics, those fights may not happen. So you would have to look further afield, and you have to progress Josh Kelly now, make him into that big star on Channel 5 that the Sauerlands and Wasserman were tempting him and promoting him to be. For Troy, I definitely think he can come back from this. And I like to see him rebuild, and I still think he can become a two-time British champion at this weight. Also on the card, we had Lyndon Arthur against Joe MacArthur at light heavyweight. Lyndon Arthur got the win, stopping Joe MacArthur in the second round. Another really good performance by Lyndon Arthur, really measured. I really like his style, I really like his style. I really like his patience. His jab's on point. He's got a really good jab. And the more he gets good level wins like this, the more it'll help him psychologically bounce back from that defeat against Yard, because I think it's not just the defeat against Yard that will probably have an effect. It's the way he's been handled by Frank Warren. I still think he got massively shafted. He had the win against Anthony Yard. No one thought he would beat Anthony Yard. He had the rematch quicker than he expected. He was still recovering from an injury. I know he had a fight beforehand. And unfortunately, he got beaten, and then he was just kind of cast away by Frank Warren. I think there's a fighter there. I think there's a talent there in Lyndon Arthur, and it was nice for him to get a win. And we want to see him he's somebody that probably needs another big domestic fight, a big one, because what he proved to me was his levels above, English level. He really is, and that's no disrespect to the fighters that are at English level, but Lyndon Arthur's above that. He needs to be at European, at least, Lyndon Arthur. And so there's plenty of kids that light heavyweight can go against. Craig Richards springs to mind. Boazzi. They're still trying to make Boazzi fights, but Lyndon Arthur would be a good one. So yeah, there's a few American fighters he could be in against, but I'd rather see him, tighten him on the British and the European scene before he moves on. I think because he's had that defeat, you can take your time with Lyndon Arthur because you don't want to rush him again. A second defeat does him no good whatsoever. So I think the future's bright for Lyndon Arthur. And I must say I'm impressed with the Channel 5 shows that have been on quite recently. So it looks as though they're building a good platform there. I think there was just under 2 million watch Harlem Eubank. Be very interested to see how many watch tonight's show and see what they have in future for next year. So that's it from me, guys. Let me know what you thought of tonight's card in the comments. You tell me what you think's next for Josh Kelly and Lyndon Arthur. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, there's plenty more content on the channel coming up soon. Take care, guys.